I've seen this girl from trailers slash videos, not of even of this game, but I recognize her from the original clips. Dude, this game looks so good. Like, do graphics get better than this?
I went into this game not knowing anything, just seeing some gameplay and cutscenes online and thinking the game looked good. After playing this game, I have to say that Final Fantasy fans should start talking about the games more, because it was definitely a top tier gaming experience, and I would highly recommend anybody play this game if they're a fan of good single player game experiences. While on stream, I constantly would say that this game was Xenoblade Chronicles 2 if it were good, because of it being in a similar genre and me not really liking Xenoblade Chronicles 2's combat, but having amazing cutscenes and great character development. This game really knows how to keep you engaged with exploring new areas and giving you time with characters to make you really care about them. This game's also throwing something new at you constantly, keeping you engaged throughout the 38 hours it took me for my first playthrough, and I still wish there was more game to play. This was my first Final Fantasy game, but I will definitely be playing the next Final Fantasy VII games.
Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Final Fantasy VII really is a really good game. The combat starts off relatively simple but still engaging, and as the game progresses, you unlock like weapon proficiencies, which are effectively give you different abilities that allow you to do different things in combat and solve different problems that I had in my head with the combat system anyway. For example, it was really never a great time to switch to Punisher mode as Cloud, but then at some point you unlock an ability called Disorder that automatically switches to, doesn't attack, and smoothly switches to Punisher mode. Whoa, how cool. And there's all sorts of abilities like that throughout the whole game. I think the stagger system works really well. Certain enemies are weak to certain things or trigger being pressured by either doing something or having you exploit a weakness. And there's an assess materia, which is basically like Tattle from the Thousand Year Door, where it just tells you all the information about an enemy, so you know how to fight, or at least at least have an idea of how to go about a fight before even fighting something. So I thought that was really cool. I really enjoyed the combat system that this game has laid out. And speaking of laying things out and having a good foundation for a game, I think the world building, character development, environmental development is done the best I think I've ever seen in a video game. Examples of this, I'm gonna give two, or I'm gonna give one, and it's like at the start of the game, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, you're doing like a chore for Tifa, right? You're just doing chores at the start of the game, or at least what's painted to you as chores, and you're like, why am I even doing this? Looking back, I realized, wow, like, and they end up doing this throughout the entire game. Let me get to my point. It kind of forces you to go around the town and explore before they kind of advance with the story or have you do something else. You start off Sector 7 slums, you go to the Sector 5 slums, they do a similar thing where, okay, you kind of explore the town first, get acquainted with everything. They literally have an objective, just go look around the town. Seems trivial, but I feel like in most RPGs like this, you kind of get to a town, you go to your objective, you kind of leave. Usually towns are too big and overwhelming, but in this game, I don't know, every area I feel so acquainted with because of the way they go about allowing you to explore it and giving you the different things to do within one area. And I think that was done really well, and I think that is one of the reasons why I like this game so much. While exploring these areas too, it kind of allows your ability to develop character relationships, which I think is pretty cool. It's not action 24/7. There's like the slow period where it's like, oh, you just arrived to this town. Okay, we kind of gotta get situated.
Sleep tight.
Speaking of characters like Barrett, for example, a character that to me anyway felt like a more throwaway, loud, annoying character. They ends up actually having some charm in this game, and it gets even better. Like I wouldn't have known this. Luckily, I think I already mentioned it. I'm playing this after I'm making this video after I already played Rebirth, so it just gets better and better. Every character they get their get a character moment. I feel like every character is impactful. So, I go through the game. It was like a 38-hour game. I bought like the twin pack on Steam on sale, so it's like I know there's a second game ready to go. But I got to the end of this game and I was like, what the heck? Where does it even go from here? Like I thought the game was so well made, and to I didn't realize at the time too, the original Final Fantasy VII, Midgar is just the start of the game. So I was like, what the heck? Like this felt like a whole game. How was this just like the first few hours or so of the first game? That was crazy to me. There's also the interlude or intermission or whatever it's called, where you're playing as Yuffie, and that was cool. She has her own completely unique combat system, and her character is kind of fun and cool, and she's wearing a Moogle outfit, which was cool. You wouldn't know it while playing it, but Yuffie's quest does introduce things that appear in the next game, like the board games and synergy combat abilities. I played Final Fantasy VII Rebirth right after playing the Final Fantasy VII Remake / Intergrade, and it absolutely did not disappoint. It took everything the first game did and improved upon it and made it better. Exploring the different sections of Midgar something you like? Well, there are even more towns and cities now that have different stuff to do in them, just like in Midgar. Did you like the different weapon abilities? Well, there are both returning and new weapon abilities that they added. Did you like the characters? Well, now there's even more interesting characters. And what I like too is that there's even more fantastical characters, like, for example, the Moogles or Kate Sith, that aren't just humans like, Tifa, Aerith, Cloud. Do you like mini games? I didn't do the math, but I wouldn't be surprised if somebody told me that there's more mini game in this game than actual game, because there are so many different mini games that are scattered throughout the entire game. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth really makes the original Final Fantasy VII Remake look like a tech demo because of all the extra stuff it has, how much bigger the game is, how it's like a full connected open world with continuity. But it also it's like the first game where it's like you're not losing anything. Exploring a section of Midgar is just like exploring a new city, except now you walk up to the city, explore it, and then walk off to a different city. I have years of experience playing video games, and honestly, this is the first game that I think I've ever played that really made me feel like, wow, this is like a world bigger than just a video game. It's actually a whole nother world. For how big this game is, it truly is impressive how well done all the cutscenes are and how well all the sequences play out. I had such a great experience with this game that I'm very excited for the third game to come out. I wish I could talk about it more, but I don't want to spoil anything, and I'm not going to spoil anything, don't worry. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth really is just a continuation and improvement off the first game, which it should be, because it literally is, it's technically an incomplete story. They are continuing. Hopefully, when they make the third game, they find a way to tie all the games together, because that is the biggest complaint. Let me just mention it. And obviously there are, if I really tried to nitpick this game, I could. Maybe if you guys are interested in content like that in the future, let me know. But this is more of a love letter than a criticism. But one of the glaring things that bugs me is the game starts right after the first game ends, but you lose all your abilities, which you re-unlock throughout the game. You have no gil, so then you have to re-get gil. I feel like since it literally continues straight after the first game, they should implement something where, okay, it checks for save data from the old game, and if you have save data, it will take stuff like your abilities earned and gil got and just let you continue with it. Maybe it kind of scuffs the progression system of the new game. I don't know. I feel like since you already played the first game, that's like your reward. It's not like this Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, 93 hours, and technically I still have combat challenges that I can do. It's not a short game. It's not like, oh no, I feel so bad because the 3 abilities I unlocked for Cloud and Aerith, and I don't have to re-unlock them anymore. No, you already unlocked them, so you'll probably be happy that you don't have to jump through the hoops to unlock them again.
I am so bored right out of my brain.
Oh yeah.
If I don't die first, betcha I'll go insane. 'Cause I've got nothing else to do. I'm stuck here wasting time. But just wait, oh materia, I'll get back on the road and make you mine.